Welcome travelers from the winding trails. Grab a spot by the hearth and a pint of ale. A brief respite from our noble quest. Lean back in a chair for the Song of Rest. Hello travelers and welcome to the Song of Rest, a place where our heroes and the deities that guide them gather to share a behind-the-scenes and behind-the-screens look at the unfolding adventures in Archipeldia. Gathered before us is the Dungeon Master, Aaron Rollins, and his band of players, Janelle Wilke and Chad Stafford. But I'll let them do the talking, and I'll get back to playing. Hey, welcome travelers! Not you, Fracken. No, you stay... outside. Outside.
Get out!
No. Outside. Mm-hmm.
Brandy, you be the bouncer, Brandy.
Oh, bouncer Brandy. Let's get her.
Fuck off, Fracken.
Where'd she get the name tags? Like she already had it ready to go. She's got sunglasses. I don't even know what those are, but she's got them.
Oh, guys, we're sitting at this table here on the story arc, and we have an empty chair. What's going on?
The sword's sitting in the chair. It's fine.
The sword's sitting in the chair.
Oh, the sword's there. Okay.
Can we get a pickup line from the sword, please?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm in the sword, and I'm kind of bored. So carry on, Timothy.
Well, I keep offering to do a movie marathon, but you just keep ignoring it. Come on, Speed 2 isn't as bad as people say it is.
It's both of them. Oh my gosh.
I've made so many suggestions, but he keeps making me swipe to the left. Go to the next movie.
They're just having their own spin-off sitcom happening in there.
Oh, so that was our closure to the second to season 2, really, like a wrap up.
Didn't get to say bye to Tumbleweed, so I don't know if I feel wrapped up, but maybe
he's right there. He's right there. I mean, like, there's nothing stopping you from saying bye to him, and you gave him the scarf. And
he keeps it.
All right.
Aww. Aaron wanted to do some final heart stomping in this.
Aaron was like, I'm in the attitude era and I'm doing a heel turn. And this is for the Grub Ganchuan and getting away from the Fracken the first time. And he caught us he caught us without our hag clothes on. So we we couldn't pull a switcheroo.
That's right, because I'm the pettiest DM there is.
Yeah.
He got nasty. I'll show those players if it's the last thing I do.
Make my Fracken grow.
Yeah, Aaron, I would like you to pull up your text or your messenger app, please.
Okay.
Because Chad and I both completely depleted of spells about 20 minutes before you introduced Macadam to the mix. I was like, I want the dragon to save us.
Fuck, I guess I'm too predictable.
No,
it was just
that was just a plea to the heavens. We had nothing.
Yeah, that was us just like, please give us something.
I will... So that was definitely like a desperation fight. You guys were drained of your resources. You guys, I mean, there was plenty of stuff that was helping you like combat back, like the Krekel that came forward and started firing arrows at it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Coming in with 30 plus damage. Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
They're ready to defend their home.
About
so
friggin' time.
Because I'm just standing there, like, as we're preparing to for combat for this thing, and prior to this thing making an entrance, I'm just thinking, like, do we have to like walk back up to the Gallant Peak and like check in on Macadam and see if he's cool or not? I'm like, wait, what if Macadam came down and helped us? That would be great.
I thought we were going to have to do something to get its attention, like, I don't know, find a sandbuck and chuck it in the air, get him over there, like write his name and fire. I don't know. I thought we were going to have to get his attention somehow. So I'm glad he just...
Barnaby.
Yes. We're like, that last little dust of Barnaby came back.
Oh, poor Barnaby. Yeah, use Barnaby as bait.
Which we
Oh
should
my
throw in an
gosh.
insert for those of you that aren't aware of why there are only two of us. If you happen to miss, I don't know if we announced it like in a Song of Rest, but the reason that Sherman is currently not with us, including his player, aka Dustin, is that he is in full dad mode now.
Yay, Dustin!
Which we are absolutely thrilled for him, and hope him and Amber and their baby Vi the absolute best.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it would have been real great to have a paladin with either some chains or emissary of peace, really smooth over the dragon talk. But we made it, bruised, battered, spellless, plenty of sad. That's the one thing we've got surplus in for this episode.
Yeah. A little bit sad.
It's kind of interesting because you do get to feel that legitimate absence of Sherman. Like Flowerkraut and Timothy have not been just each other before. And and now that Sherman's gone, it's just like, oh, we don't have that spot of sunshine that's keeping our chin up. And also the last we saw of Sherman, he was not in a good place. So we're feeling already pretty down about that.
Yeah.
As a player and also as a character, I have to thank Janelle /Flowerkraut for using her tome to actually send a message. Super clutch move from an uplifting standpoint. So thank you for doing that, because it was one less thing, of course, to be worried about that Sherman is stuck in a sword, but to at least know that it wasn't like, we know that he's lost. It's not like he's gone. So there's a chance for the characters to bring him back. So thank you for opening up that door narratively sooner rather than later, because I'm sure we would have found another way to talk to him. But like, oh yeah, use the tome. Of course, that's brilliant. Do it.
Yay!
And then another thing that I think we should mention for anyone who's curious is, anyone who's thinking that this is just down to a 2-player D&D podcast. We will soon be introducing Ben Holland as a new player. You'll get to meet him in one of our following episodes, who will be sitting that third chair. And Ben, if anyone has heard our outro or anything like that, is actually one of our musicians, our composers, who did our intro music. So we're looking forward to introducing him to you.
Yes. And some of you may have met him during a few of our convention circuits, because he's been out there
exactly
promoting the podcast and meeting everybody, which is really nice.
So Ben's been a part of this thing for a while now. So it's going to be really cool. It would be really cool to have him, sit in the seat and play a character, which is super hush hush. We have him, us as the players don't know what he's playing. I've tried to get him out of him. I'm like, well, if you want a character card and if you want an animation rig, I got to know what your character looks like. Like, not telling you. I'm like, dang, I really thought I could sneak it in there, but nope. Denied.
So I'll give you guys a little peek behind the screen. The way I fashioned that encounter was that a certain amount of damage had to be done to the Fracken before Macadam would intervene, just because, essentially it's like video game mode. You got to get the boss down to this much health before cutscene goes in, you guys did it in 2 rounds. Like it was insane. I mean, between you and the Krekel shooting the arrows and Brandy's neuron nip, you guys did 67 damage to that sucker.
I was going to say, I thought it was at least 60 damage, but dang.
A lot of damage. So that was great. And my God, the neuron nip strikes again.
Oh yeah, boy.
Like Brandy's the true beast slayer.
I was like thinking to myself, okay, they're gonna neuron nip this thing. Okay, whatever. The Grubgantuan had like a -4 to its intelligence. It could not pass a save to literally save its life because it died. But the Fracken is quite intelligent, which would be contradicted by the fact that you guys tricked it on the whole sea chase thing. It was really
far
dumb.
Away. It couldn't get a good read on the situation.
It didn't know.
Its ears were underwater. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
It wasn't expecting that, so hey,
it didn't
took it by
renew its
surprise.
contacts, so it was going in not the best eyesight. It's fine, we understand.
I thought like, no way, this thing's gonna beat that DC save, no problem. And the first time it did. First time it easily was like, nope, no neuron nip, and then Brandy recharges, does it again. Fracken rolls in that one. A Fracken 1.
We should have been more argumentative with Macadam and be like, listen, this cat has single-handedly taken down a Grubganchuan and helped you in that fight. So if anything, you stay in line, Mr. Macadam, or we'll sick Brandy on you.
Brandy, the killer of beasts.
Yes.
This tiny cat dominating giant creatures is so funny.
It really is. Some true hardcore rules driven D&D players would be like, yeah, that's not a really fair rule, or that ability is way too powerful. Your familiar can't be doing stuff like that. It's like, but you know what? Screw them. Rule are cool, man. Brandy's the best. I mean, you think about it, it's all kind of balanced out by the fact that someone could flick Brandy and Brandy would puff into nothing.
Brandy got hit one time and she was 1 point away from death, right?
Yeah.
So it balances out.
Yeah, maybe the enemies need to start focusing on her because, nobody's attacked her really. The reason that she had as low hit points as she does, but she originally has 14, and I believe she took some serious fall damage when she was jumping onto Macadam's head in the last time.
Right.
So she was down to, what was it, 6 or 7? And then whatever amount was taken from, if she was down to 6, then she was -5 in this last part. So yeah, that got her down to 1.
So yeah, but I'll praise Brandy and what Brandy has unlocked for you guys. It's been,
oh yeah, I'm no longer praising Miriam. It's full Brandy. Just absolute deity at this point.
Oh, careful there, because it is a Cthulhu. It's
oh yeah, we're gonna have to bring her so many brains, man.
Oh, she could go evil.
She is evil. That is her alignment.
She is evil.
She's lawful evil.
She's lawful evil.
Notice that when Sherman gets sucked into a sword, you guys are all crying over it. Brandy's just having the day of her life, splashing in the water. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Yep. It's true. She's evil.
But it's such a good dynamic to have in the party that,
if she actually had the power, then she would go full Cthulhu.
So besides our Fracken battle Macadam encounter, what are your guys' thoughts on what the end state of Glavio is?
So in this episode, and Janelle, let me know if you had similar feelings. There's been very few times in this show when we're playing that I have felt both lost as, and I'm gonna try. I might have to contextualize my words, but I felt lost as a player and lost as a character. Having all of these things happen and not knowing the best way to wrap any of them up or what to do next. It was a real interesting and dare I say it, fun thing to explore, because I just was I felt in the headspace of Timothy. I felt just as lost as a character would be in that moment. I also felt it because I'm I don't know. Did we do something bad? We freaking unleashed a dragon. Is that going to come back to bite us? Oh, we've got this boat that's coming in and we're going to have to deal with that. Oh, the water, did that ruin the town? All of these thoughts, and oh, Sherman's stuck in a sword. What do we do? What's the best course of action? I didn't know. It kind of freaked me out. I'm
100% with you there. I definitely felt the same. And a look into my headspace as well. I'm realizing kind of one of my shortcomings as a player is that because I'm the least experienced out of us, that I don't often have the confidence to take the first action. I usually try to listen and see what others will do first, when I should just jump into it if I think of it. So feeling like this mixture of like, I really don't know what the best choice is here, like being in the same headspace as Flowerkraut while also being an inexperienced player, it's like it does make it more real in that it's like my mistakes can have really big effects, because it's like, I don't know, I haven't done this before. I can't sometimes think of the most I don't have things to compare it to experience wise.
And we're down a main part of the party. We're down in health. We're spellless. So you're like, even if I have options, if we get into a fight, we're screwed. Like, what do we do? You know, like, yeah, that was it was a fun challenge, I think, is what I'm trying to get to.
There's a beauty in D&D that comes with what you were talking about, Janelle, like that you can do literally anything that you can imagine your character doing, and that D&D doesn't come with a save button. So, you know, there's going to be consequences that aren't always favorable, and you may not always get the best ending, but it really drives the story to be unique that way, you know?
Yeah.
So I would promote you to just jump on it. I mean, like, you pulling out the book and casting sending to Sherman was kind of awesome, because I didn't even realize that you could do that, which gave you guys that reassurance that he's
semi closure.
That he's not gone forever. He's still there. That you actually had the power to do that, and you were just like, I'm gonna do this right now, because otherwise we're gonna be really moping this whole time about Sherman and what happened to him, you know?
Yeah, it was something in that moment, I'm like, we are going to be, our hearts are going to be heavy with thoughts of Sherman when we have to check on the rest of Glavio. And so it's like, we need to kind of be able to be okay with putting Sherman on the back burner and not feel guilty about doing that. So that was nice. So that moment, as well as like even like the infestation moment, because it's like literally one of the only options I had where I could try and save the Oracle.
Yeah.
It's like, those are moments where I just kind of led with my gut, and I want to trust in doing that more. So yeah.
I'm so glad that you did, because I genuinely thought we were going to lose the Oracle.
Oh God.
the kind of like head of state for her for the Krekel. I'm like, oh no. Like, let's not let that happen.
Aaron, actually, like, I was thinking about this. I was so curious. Like, did you ever imagine that this Oracle, like, I feel like you made her up on the spot when I was coming to somebody for like
100%
for like mystical aid,
magic help.
Yeah, like, hey, can you identify what this conch is doing? Like,
yes.
And then now she's like a prominent, like, she's a figurehead for the Krekel.
I mean, and that does happen DMing, because, you know, like I didn't have a elder or leader or something for the Krekel originally written out. It was basically, they're just a very nomadic people that they didn't really have much of a governing personage in their community. But when you were looking for someone that had some kind of mystic arts, I was like, oh, you know, yeah, the Krekel, they're gypsies basically. Of course they're going to have a fortune teller type of person that, you know, that you could help you out. And then I was like, you know what? Just going to roll with it. She's the one that they listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, I think it also helps not to have too many NPCs running around. They keep, you know, because they got to keep track of them.
Sure.
You know, so each area you guys have been in has had like a handful of important people, and everyone else is kind of just a background character. So
it's also nice for us as the players when we're, you know, putting on a show and writing notes and trying to keep everyone's names in check. Cause I was struggling a little bit when we were name dropping all of the disciples, and I'm just like, oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to have to edit out all my clicky clacks in the audio when I'm writing down names.
For sure. I'm trying to think if that's happened somewhere else in the podcast, where you guys have acknowledged someone who ends up becoming more, well, Jive Horse.
Jive Horse.
Jive Horse is the ultimate. Yeah, he's like part of our branding now.
Yeah.
Like he is synonymous with when I think of BBR, like it's a party of 4 because Jive Horse is a permanent member, regardless if he's there or not. He's in my heart.
Just a normal fucking horse, but you put some headphones on him.
Right.
And we were talking about him so much.
Yeah, what's really funny is like narratively, he's just a normal horse, and we've just personified him as these characters. But meanwhile, the rest of the people surrounding us are just like, "What the hell are these guys talking about? Like, it's just a horse.
It's just a normal horse." Now he's a mystical, amazing horse. We had a whole holiday episode with him. He's amazing.
To carry on segue from a musical steed to some musical outings, I just wanted to shout out and thank from the bottom of my heart, again, Ben Holland and Rory O'Neill. Both of them do music for the podcast because we do have intermixed with some of the songs that we use. We also have original songs like our opener and stuff like that. And they are like they are the composers, like the crown audio jewel, which I'm so grateful to get to work with. And we did get to compose an original song for this episode.
Yay.
I got to hang out with them for a day. We got to jam. It was such a really cool and fun experience. I felt so out of my depth, but those two are just so knowledgeable and like so musically talented.
But it turned out so
it was
good.
Just like they helped me they helped me get through it, and they helped me make this thing possible. I just wanted to thank them again from the bottom of my heart. You guys are amazing. I love hanging out with you. I love creating with you guys. I hope this isn't the last time we get to do like a jam session like this. Not saying I want to do this too many times, even though I'm playing a bard, but if it comes up again, I won't be mad because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben and Rory.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are
thanks
awesome.
to our composers.
There were a couple moments that I wanted to call out that you brought in, Aaron.
Okay.
One was a very small moment, but I thought it beautifully illustrated our loss in a way, which is once we got out of off the Gallant Peak, having the hoof prints of Barnaby and kind of the little wind wisp, like that he basically had disappeared once Sherman did.
Yeah.
Like, oof, that was small but significant.
You took Santa Claus away, and so the spirit of Christmas.
That was really beautiful and just like had amazing attention to detail. So I loved that.
Oh, thank you.
That was very good.
And then another thing, which is a little bit more significant, probably had much more time put into it, was the poem that you had come up with.
Yes. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Oh, so good and creepy.
I loved it. It's going to be so good. I know it'll be posted prior to this being out, but I can't wait to hear it with some eerie music. Oh, it's going to be so amazing.
Yes.
It's like I wanted to interrupt her, but in that moment, it's like, no, you gotta listen to this awesome poem.
That's one of those like you have it's like Matt. Janelle, you'll like this reference. It's like when a big bad is doing a speech in a game called Mass Effect, and there's the constant renegade option just popping its head up on screen, just letting you know it's there. You don't want to interrupt him because it's real good dialogue, but you also really want to shoot that pipe because it might just explode.
Oh, the Krogan doing his long speech. Yes. Oh my gosh. Funny.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys letting me finish it before popping me with an explosive.
I have to ask you, was the intention as a DM, like, were you planning on obviously putting some of the main NPCs in danger, but where you're just like, I'm going to set up the stakes where they could very easily have lost either Harisha, they could have lost the Oracle.
Yeah.
Like, was that just kind of was that sort of like happenstantial, or was that just kind of like, I'm going to obviously put these main characters in harm's way to raise the stakes?
I mean, the dice will always tell whether or not something's going to fully happen, but I think what you're, the raising the stakes is definitely the main part of it. Like, could Harisha died there? Yeah. Could the Oracle fallen or not been rescued? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It would add, like on top of everything that's going on, it would just seem like this has gotten so bad at this point. Like, here we are honoring Snapping Twig. We're already in the middle of a flippin' funeral and someone else dies,
Mm-hmm.
But that also speaks hugely to how threatened Archipelagia is right now by the hags, how powerful they're becoming. That it's that we're not going to have our Ewok party at the end where everyone's dancing around and be safe. There may not be a safe place anymore. I don't want to say that there was ever real intent to kill Harisha or the Oracle, but it could have happened depending on the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Was Harisha kind of like under a spell from that spell focus? Was like, was it like if any of us would have gotten near it, we'd be making like some kind of wisdom saving throw kind of a deal?
Yeah, that I kind of threw into as whoever found it. It was like Tumbleweed could have found it.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Oh,
well,
my gosh.
You know what? I'm glad it was Harisha.
Brock was also
Brock could have.
Yeah.
Brock would just be like,
Brock,
Oh, some more orichalcum.
yeah, he could be like, more shinies. All right, let's go get that. Yeah. So, but like Harisha was kind of like in that position to find it, but it's very similar to the conch, where it is tied to, and funny enough, I didn't originally have a spell focus designed for Aster until I saw the way that you animated her, Chad, and you had that star hanging from her
horn.
Horn. So the way, if you looked closer to it, if you like add more of a in-depth detail of it, it's a star, but in the center of it, it's like these thin metal strips that create like a spider's web in the middle of the star.
Mm.
So, but that literally washed down the waterfall from the Gallant Peak after she died and ended up in Oskal's Refuge where Harisha found it.
We set up a Jumanji. We never took it. It's still out there somewhere. It's going to wash up on a beach. It's going to be someone else's problem.
Oh, that's true. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hopefully Harisha warns everybody or destroys it.
I mean, it probably washed into the slot canyon after you cut it free from her.
Jeez.
So, and then washed out into the sea.
No.
But, it probably not a threat to anybody anymore if it's just sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
I don't know. If we run into some
That's true.
tritons, it might be a problem.
It's going to be, one really pissed off fish. Let me tell you.
Merman.
Merman Shepherd. Is
Merman
that you?
Shepherd. Yes.
So let's talk fan art moments.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I've got one.
Okay.
And it was just the way you were describing it, because I could tell Janelle had like an artist's curiosity for the further descriptors of the Fracken, but I just imagine the peak from just the location that we were in. I just imagine like one peak heading away from camera with Flowerkraut standing. We're looking from like behind her, and then you just have this massive creature just staring her down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just like that visual, and just like she's being like dwarfed by the sheer scale of the Fracken. I imagine
also in that picture you've got like a crouched Timothy with like a dagger in his hand ready to throw at it, like next to her,
and then a running cat Thulu heading for the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to draw the Fracken.
Yeah,
just like the two enormous, just completely darkened eyes just staring directly at Flowerkraut is a terrifying yet cool, like Monstro staring down Pinocchio kind of like,
Yeah,
moment.
I want to give it kind of like an oil slick skin. I'm gonna probably do some fun like rainbowy effects.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was like, because like how
The
you
oil.
like if you catch a bubble in just the right kind of like light, it has almost this iridescent.
That's kind of the sheen on your daggers now.
Yes. Okay. So again, loved your descriptors for the daggers. Loved your descriptors for like the way the material itself looked. I just like
Yeah.
love it. Very cool.
Prismatic gold is so cool.
Yes.
Yes, I wanted to draw the daggers as well. This might be like items and creatures, like which I love drawing, so that'll be awesome.
Nice. I love that. I'm trying to think of because I love that moment too. It's funny because like Raven's Outpost seems to be the target for so many good fan art moments, you know? The Gargantuan, Timothy's.
Well, if you keep having monster fights in it, I mean, that's just what's going to happen. I think it's like, we're safe now to Raven's Outpost. Like, really? Because history has said otherwise.
Right?
Oh my gosh, you know what I want to do? Like, if I did a funny one, is just like a lineup of the 3 giant creatures being dominated by Brandy.
Like
Just like their
fighting ring posters.
Like dumbstruck faces with Brandy just like mounted on top of them. Like, oh, Beast Slayer.
Yeah, I think that those moments definitely win from this one. I mean, not that it's a fan art moment really, but like I like to feel like there's this huge separation, like a symbolic separation of the Helak side and the Krekel side of Oskal's Refuge that was made more apparent by the river running through the center of their town. And that when the Helaks crossed over the river, it was like this moment of unity for them. You know, that they've always operated in their own, half of the town. They've traded with each other, but they really stay out of each other's business. But that this whole series of events has made them finally realize that they can just live amongst each other, like live together, you know?
Yeah.
I really appreciated that you added the monologue with, not a monologue, you added the crowd reactions to Flowerkraut and Timothy from the Helak side, especially the line that them saying they stayed, you know, we thought they left, but they stayed.
Yeah.
I thought was really cool because we didn't get to see, I feel like narratively we were with the Krekel so much longer than we were with the Helak. So getting that little bit of narrative from their side and their perspective, I thought was really nice to kind of wrap that whole thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was nervous that they were going to want to be apart from each other after all this. So I really was happy that they wound up joining up in the end. And especially that the Krekel had offered Raven's Outpost as a new home. Although the Raven's Outpost has now been attacked by like 2 giant monsters, like hopefully they can find it to be homey enough after that.
I mean,
with Macadam flying around.
Like the rule of averages, like there can't be a 3rd monster that attacks Raven's Outpost, can there? I mean, come on. You can only get attacked by monsters so many times.
Yeah. The reason why the Krekel stayed was really it was they sacrificed to save the Helaks. I mean, Timothy convinced them that would be the right thing to do. And so it's kind of like this situation of where the Krekel, who are very off-putting to themselves, are the ones who end up flipping the coin at the end, you know, and saying, no, let's stay, let's save those people, and let's invite them to our home, because that's what it's going to take for us to keep our home. And it's, you know, it's better this way, you know, to stop running. So yeah, I thought it was fun to write that whole part where the river literally just creates a physical barrier, but they decide to break that barrier.
Yeah, it's a good image.
The river,
love that.
The river was part of the plan from the get-go. I'll tell you that much, because that's the whole design of the island was based on the fact that a river used to run through the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
Janelle, what was your fan art moment?
Oh, Let's see. I know. Yeah, you heard me ask probing questions about about the Fracken, so that one was definitely in mind. Oh, and then my other one was the silly one with Brandy dominating the three
That's right.
different beasts. Yeah. That'd be pretty silly. This one was like a very introspective one because, again, as a player, you just don't know what would lead to the optimal outcome. Like you're kind of hoping that certain things happen and you're like, ooh, this might not turn out well after all. Like they might actually be suffering quite a lot. But it's nice to kind of see the gray areas pop up. Like when you have a huge shakeup happen to an entire community, it's like it doesn't always tie up with a neat bow. Mm-hmm. And Timothy and Flowerkraut were really feeling that. And they're imperfect heroes.
Yeah.
And it's like it's neat to see, like, there are some things that are good. There are some things that are going to need to be worked on. There are some things that aren't there yet, but you hope that they will be stronger together.
And that's I think the way it should be, you know. Perfect heroes are boring. Mm-hmm. So let me point out that as much as we center our podcast along the story arc, this is only the second time in canon story that you guys will be getting on the story arc, and it only took about 20 episodes to get back to the story arc.
Oh my gosh, wait, when you said that something was approaching, I almost had Flowerkraut be like, what now? Like, Sir Lunox, you better fuck right off.
She just immediately throws something in that general direction and the story arc just appears. The barkeep gets smacked right in the head with it.
That would be amazing.
No, like, we're done. Get out of here.
Get out. We don't want you. Enough. Like it was
I'm
Sir
tired.
Lunox.
My back is killing me.
Oh, my corns.
My corns. Yeah, Flowerkraut almost lost her shit. She's like, Sir Lunox is here, isn't he? God damn it.
Yeah, Sir Lunox has got like one of those tickets that you have to pull when you're waiting in line. He's like, oh, I'm up next. You guys ready to roll initiative or something?
I am absolutely miffed that the Sappho and Citrine left. Like, I get it. They had their reason. Could have left one or two people behind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a situation we haven't really talked about. You know, like when you guys had just rescued Califran and a couple of the apostle ships that were there, you all saw the ship together. You all saw Sir Lunox coming. So Califran knew the urgency of getting back to the ship.
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, he stops. They're running, you know, as fast as they can and in their whatever state they can, because they're all pretty much hurting from being broken from the spell. But the apostle ship are tough. And of course, he stops to relay a message to Tumbleweed.
That's my other fan art moment, fan comic moment. Is just like, wait,
gosh.
No, not the stuff about my love. Yeah, forget about that. Wait, I'm talking to something that knows how to perfectly mimic every word that I say. I probably shouldn't say that to you either. Oh, you know what? Forget that I forget that I gotta go.
It's great.
But they
still could have left one or two people behind. That's all I'm gonna say. Could have really used their help.
They had to also beat the water to the Slot Canyon to get through it before the river caught up. And honestly, I don't think the apostle ship leaves their kind behind. I mean, they're not going to leave disciples behind. I mean, there is also.
I'm not saying they would leave them behind. They'd just be volunteers.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way their organization works.
Bernice would want to know that. At least I didn't have to break the news to Bernice. You know,
that's
true. The one.
Here, no.
Yeah, make sure Sherman's okay. You got it, Bernice. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Thumbs up, wink.
Yeah, make sure he keeps his head on straight.
Oh, no.
You've got it. Oh my gosh, with every encounter, oh, where's Sherman? Timothy's soul just dies a little more.
Yeah, so
That's also off the heels of, he still doesn't know if that was really Tierman Brasstone, if even if he said yes to Aster, was it real? Was it not? Because he had a dream about it. So he feels like he's let two people down, two of the most important people, because I don't know if I've mentioned this, but the idea of Timothy going Valor Bard was because he was influenced by Sherman.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did mention.
Being a Valor Bard was the closest he could get to be a paladin. So
Right.
he feels like he's left two very important key figures as, his world shaping view. He's let him down. So he's not in a good spot right now. And he's probably not going to be in a good spot for a while.
Yeah, well, you know what? Just think of Timothy as Simone and Sherman was Kamina, and you just have to break your own, or drill your own way through the sky and become powerful on your own.
Don't do that to me. Don't compare one of my all-time favorite animes and use it against me, sir. How dare you?
No, but how
I know. I'm just giving you crap.
He's so unsure of himself and how he could never be as great as Kamina or never be as great as Sherman, but he, ends up, drilling his own way to the sky or something. I don't know. I just see Timothy's character development.
With this dagger, I will slice the heavens.
That's right. There you go.
Oh, wait, I can't fly. Someone throw me. I got to get closer to the heavens.
Lift me up. Lift
Sherman,
me up.
throw me. Oh wait, you're gone.
Oh God.
No.
Like the holiday episode where he throws you and then you do feather fall.
Oh, he threw you
I
straight
am
down.
of a god.
I think I had to use Misty Step because I was falling to my death.
Oh man.
Oh.
But see, that's where you guys are gonna get to see DM go wild, because it's non-canonical. If you die in a kind of holiday episode, I don't care.
So what you're saying is we need to take more risks.
Yeah.
Genuinely, there are very few things, because for the most part, I'm editing the bulk of this podcast. There are very few times I go back and listen to things after it's been completed, just because I've heard it so many times. But the holiday stuff, for real, is still something I'll go back to and listen and laugh my butt off, because they are some of my all-time favorite things that I've ever been a part of. From a creation standpoint, I love them to death. I think they are so fun. And even when we talk to people at conventions, well, that's one of the things we'll bring up more often than not, is if you just want to have a really good time and not worry about, jumping into a 20 plus episode podcast right off the bat, give us a chance with the holiday episodes. If they don't make you smile, they don't entertain you, they don't make you laugh, then I don't know what will.
Right.
Yeah.
It's some of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
And no lie, I was literally just listening to one today. I was listening to the second holiday episode.
Excellent.
And yeah, basically before we started recording, I got to the part where oh my gosh, Captain MacGuffin's sailing away, and Timothy's I have abandonment issues, and then Flowerkraut is damn, now that he's taken, he's more attractive to me, and everyone just flipped out.
That was so funny.
Everyone's reaction in that moment, especially Timothy being what the fuck? It's so funny.
What the fuck? So Captain MacGuffin has to be in every single holiday episode.
Yeah.
If the story arc is the canonical boat, Captain MacGuffin is the captain of the non-canonical story arc. That is his boat has to be in every single one of them.
You know what I love is that for the sound design for his boat, you make it sound so shitty. It just sounds awful.
I found so many
revving
engines
up and
backfiring, broken lawnmowers, anything I can find with just that real bad sound, man.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Just it whirring away, sounding terrible, like this thing's a piece of crap.
Like even stepping on it, you've got like the creakiest boards and everything.
Yep.
Oh, it's great.
This is the favor, guys. This is the favor. This is the favor.
Yeah. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, if this episode bummed you out too much, go listen to a holiday episode right now.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead.
I have too many existential crises. My one gift from our universe, Santa, have we figured that out yet? Will just be joy.
Right? Oh, I was like wondering if this year was going to be our horror holiday episode. But probably, I don't know, maybe one of these days. I do want it, though. That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Our own Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes. I will put that in the
mind
idea
vault.
vault. Yeah.
That goes in my brain bank.
All right, guys. Well, I didn't know if we had anything else to talk about, so I was gonna wrap it up.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if Flowerkraut's gonna really have an opportunity to bring it up during a future episode. But something that she is thinking about, especially since Risha mentioned it, is Flowerkraut. She doesn't know if she's going to survive this whole ordeal, but she is shopping for a home. So maybe she might wind up on Glavio.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
but also she could die because we know this is an option now. Well, we always knew, but
yeah. I mean, who knows what will be brought at the end of adventure, but you're right. Flowerkraut's kind of a nomad, doesn't have a home. Neither does Timothy. Timothy's flock is who knows where. They're always on the move.
We don't need to explore that. Nope. Got enough trauma.
And I think even more thought can go into the fact that Sherman was separated from Pal, and now he's in a sword, and what's the result of that? Because he was questioning before, is Pal even looking for me? Will I ever get back to Pal?
Oh.
And was Sir Leon, he was a member of Pal?
Yeah. An ancient member of Pal, because Pal has actually been around for a very, very long time.
Right. But it does also go to show that Pal might not be all that it seems.
I mean, it may not be. And just like any organization, but there was also lots of story behind Sir Leon turning away from Tritherion.
Yeah.
And becoming essentially a fallen paladin.
Oathbreaker.
Yep. So who knows? There's lots of Archipelagia to discover.
Yeah.
To explore. We can, we will eventually meet a lot of those organizations as we move along. The PAL organization, you've had your run in with the apostleship. There's also the Titans of Titan. Literally, they go by the same name.
What?
I know the names you probably haven't heard yet, Janelle.
Yeah.
But they would be well known at least to Flowerkraut, because Flowerkraut has been to Titan, which is the biggest island in Archipelagia and has the biggest trade port.
Ooh.
Flowerkraut
knows more than I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Flowerkraut knows more.
Yeah.
And so and those things will be brought up as we move through the story. But yeah.
Big changes coming in season 3. New place, new characters, new players.
Big changes.
And Flowerkraut will just be checking Zillow listings at Glavio,
No, you definitely want to place with at least 2 bats, because what if you have guests over? It's always nice to have. That one has a walk-in shower. Okay, maybe.
That's good. That's pretty good.
You're a pool girl, right? You'll definitely want to get because that.
Yeah,
you forgot to. Yeah. That's a check mark. You gotta make sure you got the
ocean view. Ocean view is kind of huge.
Oh, yeah,
there's
that's
fair.
A
pretty high crime rate in that Raven's Outpost area. You probably don't want to live anywhere near there.
I'd be the one helping to commit the crimes. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's cool. Just don't touch my dried mustard.
My
Oh,
expired
yeah.
dry musk, you stay away from that. I still need
Yeah,
to dispose
I
of it
mean-
properly.
I mean, as long as I don't have to pay taxes still, like I was on Adristia, then we're cool. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Califran gave the whole place
a pardon.
a pardon. It absolutely.
I want there to be like an official hearing, and they're like, I would like to bring into evidence one tumbleweed. And he just
Hero.
he just like I don't know why, but like I just imagine in this moment in particular, he's got like one of those garbage can like lid mouths where it just unhinges and just opens up, and he just like without moving his beak, just he plays all of Califran's murmurings and truths and
Yes.
You press the play button on him.
yes.
Yes.
He just like opens up like a record player and just the sound just comes out
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yes.
in front of the court of the highest land of Titan is just didn't tell Falcott I love her and forget about the whole taxes thing.
And he's sitting in the room.
He's just like
And
blushing
suddenly
furiously.
he's a freaking red dragon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
All
Good
right.
stuff. Well, this has been a nice long song of rest. Hope everyone has enjoyed that. The lecture time.
Hey, it's to wrap up the season. It's got to be.
Sure is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see you guys and then prepare yourselves for the first episode.
So sorry. I'm
Well,
so
Aaron,
sorry.
you did say prepare yourselves, so hopefully that was enough of a warning.
God damn.
So sorry, everybody.
And Miriam bless you.
Ooh.
Janelle just sneezed out her whole moat of Miriam.
As I was saying, prepare for the first episode of season 3.
All right, we'll see you for
All
season
right.
3, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to our Song of Rest. If you like the adventures your ears just wit on, feel free to listen in on our other adventures from any plane of existence or seeing stone you get your podcasts. Until we meet again, safe journeys, travelers.